Hello, I'm Ryan Eftank with Smoking Brothers. Today we're going to talk about turkey. It's that time of year where everyone starts thinking about smoking turkeys for Thanksgiving or for the holidays. So I want to show you guys how I do mine. Now this is a really quick recipe. It doesn't require any brining or anything. It's just a very simple how to do a turkey on our Smoking Brothers barbecue grill. First, we're going to go ahead and discuss what you need for this. You're going to need some honey, you're going to need some apple juice, you're going to need some apples and oranges as well. And most importantly, you're going to need a thawed turkey. Now, a lot of people will make the mistake and get a turkey and think they can cook it the next day. You're really going to want to have that turkey sitting in your refrigerator for 3 to 4 days to get a good thaw to it. If for some reason you can't have that long to thaw your turkey, there's some tricks around that to help that out. I always put mine in a bucket of water with a little bit of water running on it at all times to kind of thaw it out a little quicker, and then put it in the refrigerator overnight, and that'll help out and be mostly thawed for you in the morning. Now what you're going to do first, start with the apples. And what we're doing here is we're going to cut up the apples and the oranges and put them in a bowl. Now you always want to cut the apples and the oranges up into bite-sized pieces. Now you notice I kind of cheat a little bit. My grandma will be very upset with me because I'm not coring the apple properly. But you just chop it up into nice bite-sized pieces. And you put them in the bowl. And usually 2 apples, 2 oranges will be enough to do one 15-pound turkey. So now while you're cutting your oranges, you want to go ahead and leave the peel on. The main reason being is that peel will hold that orange together so that you actually don't end up with orange pulp all through your turkey. Alright, now that you have your apples and oranges diced up, you need to add something I forgot to tell you about earlier in the beginning. You want to get some brown sugar. I have some down here. Now you want to put about a cup of brown sugar for every two apples and 2 oranges. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it, you're going to stir all that up. You get it all mixed together. That brown sugar, you can use light or dark. I like dark. I just think it's got a better flavor to it. But you mix that all together. Make sure you get all the clumps of the brown sugar out. And then you set that aside. Because now we're going to season our turkey. You want to rinse your turkey off and get everything out of it. A lot of people forget about the stuff in the front of the turkey. You want to make sure you get all that out, because you cook with that, that's not going to be good. Go ahead and make sure everything's out, the cavity's clean, up in front, underneath, up above the breastplate is clean. Now you want to go ahead and take your seasoning and start seasoning the turkey. Now I'm a firm believer in starting off with a dry turkey, so you want to take a paper towel and pat it dry real good. And then take the seasoning, get it on there really generous, and just press it down into the skin. Now you can actually get underneath the skin as well. I go down inside that cavity, and you can get up underneath there and put it right on the breast. I go down inside the cavity as well. And then make sure you pull the legs apart and get up in there. Same with the wings. You want to get some seasoning down in there. And don't be afraid to make a mess. Just make sure it's not your job to clean it up. So we got this going. You want to get it nice and good coated. Got a nice coating. Your apples and oranges have been setting. They're starting to caramelize and get a nice little syrup build up. Now what you want to do is take your turkey, stand it up. And you're going to reach over for your apples and oranges. And you're going to start putting them inside the cavity of the turkey. Meanwhile, you've got your grill started. You're going to be cooking at 180 to start with. And you're just going to sit there and you're going to stuff as many as you can go down inside there. And keep on going. You're going to have excess left over of apples and oranges, but you get it as full as you can. There we go. Nice and packed full. Now you can actually put some apples and oranges in up front if you want. The problem you have with that is getting them out whenever you get ready to carve the turkey. I rarely put anything up front unless it's a large bird, but on a bird this size, I'll go ahead and not put any up front with it. Now you're ready to take this and put this out on a grill. Now we've had our grills going out here to get a nice steady temperature of 180. We're gonna go ahead and place this on the barbecue. And you always go breast up. Well, there you go. Always try to pull my legs out a little bit and kind of force the wings out just a little bit, just to get a little bit more relaxed. Then now, we're gonna go 180 for 2 hours. Then we'll come back out here and turn it up to 250 and let it cook the rest of the way until it reaches 165 internal temp. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna go in and make a glaze. Now this glaze you only have to put on right at the end of your turkey cooking. It'll help bronze it up. Come on inside. All right, we're back at the prep station. We're gonna make our glaze. But remember, after 2 hours, you wanna turn that grill from 180 up to 250, okay? So now we're gonna start our glazing, what we're gonna do. You can do it a couple ways. I found that actually the simplest way is to use a squirt bottle to make your glaze. Sometimes you need to go ahead and cut the tip off to make it a little bit easier for the glaze to come out. What I'll start with, I'll usually do about 1/3 honey, 2/3 apple juice. So I'll take it and I'll put it in there. So you have about a 1/3, 2/3 mixture. Now I will put a little of my seasoning in there with it. The seasoning of this is Butt the Kitchen Sink. It's my go-to. It's not an overpowering seasoning. And on turkey, you really don't want something overpowering. You kind of want to let the turkey come through, the flavor of the turkey come through. Now you notice I have a coffee cup sitting there. Sometimes you can put it in the coffee cup, whisk it up, and go that route. But what I'll do is I'll take it, I'll put the lid on it real tight, and then I'll put my finger over it and I'll just shake it. And you shake it up real good. See how it's got a nice little texture right there? And see what you're gonna do now, you just wanna make sure you get all the clumps out, everything is good. And now what we're gonna do is take our mop and our squirt bottle and go baste the turkey. Now, when you want to baste the turkey is when the turkey reaches in between 145 and 150, somewhere on that internal meat temperature right there. You want to go ahead and baste it one good time with that. And then when the turkey is done at 165, when the white meat reaches 165, you want to take it and glaze it one more time before we do the next step. But now we're going to go outside and glaze our turkey. All right, now we're going to glaze our turkey. Gonna open it up. See those apples and oranges? Just put a little bit on the top and then brush it down. Now some people, I like my glaze a little liquid. Some people will go a little bit thicker, and if you want to thicken it up, you can just put a little bit more honey with it and maybe throw in a little brown sugar. But that will actually get a nice glaze right on top of there. I'll just put a little bit up there, and there we go. All right, we're back at the prep station. I already have one piece of foil built for my turkey. Now I'm gonna go ahead and build a second piece. You wanna make sure you have the entire length that you need to wrap completely around your turkey. So I usually go about 3.5, 4 feet for that. And you want to tear two almost identical lengths. And you line up the corners, corner to corner. Then you take it down and you crease one. Then you come back with another crease. So now you have 2 creases. And then you open it back up. You go ahead and where you made that first crease, put your fingers right there, and you can open it up like that. And then come back and make your last crease. That gives you a very broad piece of foil. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this foil out there. Our turkey's done, I've already temped it. It's at 165. So we're gonna put the turkey in here, wrap it up tight, and then let it hold for a little bit. Because you wanna place it in a cooler and let it hold for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes before you wanna slice that turkey. And you'll understand why when I pull this turkey out. Now we get to wrap up our turkey. It's always good to have like a tray or something sitting next to you. Place your turkey on. Now, you want to use hot gloves to take your turkey off. And you want to put it right down on the foil. Bring it up. Then bring the other end up. Now the first foil, I didn't make it real tight. I just kind of got the turkey around it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this inside and wrap it up real tight on a table, a nice flat surface. Now we're back inside. We're going to set the foil down. We're going to spread it out nice and neat. We're going to take the turkey that we just wrapped up outside and set it right down inside there. Now this is key because you want to bring the two pieces of foil together just like we made that foil. You want to interlock these pieces together. Then you're going to take it, you're going to set this turkey just inside a cooler and let it sit for about 30 minutes inside a cooler. All right, we've let our turkey rest. Now we're going to go ahead and unfoil it. We're going to go ahead and put on some gloves. Now the one thing you want to do, you want to start taking out all the apples and oranges. The main reason being because if you go to start carving that turkey, those apples and oranges will start getting in the way. Now you notice how the orange stayed on the peel. It didn't come off the peel. So that was key. I told you about that. That's the reason why we left the peel on the orange. Because then you don't end up with a bunch of pulp through your turkey. All right, so we've got about all the fruit out of the inside of the bird. We're going to go ahead and start carving it up. But you can kind of see how tender this turkey has become. Always try to take off the legs, set them to the side. As my cameraman takes his own meat. Nice little turkey. I can hear him licking his chops. Now what we're going to do, you can do a couple things. You could take a scissor and cut right along inside here and remove the breast from the dark meat. You could stand the turkey up like that and just peel right back just like that. You can see all the cavity. You see we left some apples in there and some oranges, but now you have all the dark meat separated and the white meat separated. Then you can go and start taking your knife and start carving. I personally like the white meat, so I'll sit there and always take the wings off. You come in. Now what I do with the skin, a lot of people like leaving the skin on, but what I'll do is I'll take the whole skin off just like that, and then I'll lay that on top of the turkey when I'm done carving it. Again, like I said, you may need some hot gloves for this. You can kind of see the pink right in there, and then the white. You got a nice little smoke ring started there. By the time you're done carving that, in the next morning, you're going to see it really dominant. Well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And like always, it tastes fantastic. Thank you for tuning in. From our family to your family, have a great barbecue day.